Shalom. Call Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai by Shem Rukakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. To the Akims on the four corners of the earth, risking their lives each and every week, pushing this truth. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, come with another lesson. And this lesson is entitled, Truth is Two-Edged Sword. And when you come into this truth and get the real wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, it can be something good for you or something bad for you, depending on what is your lot to feel, you know what I'm saying? So that is why you have to take this truth, very serious. It's pretty much a life and death situation. And the ones going to take heed is the elect, you know what I'm saying? Hearing this message, ultimately, it's going to be receiving salvation for the elect in the 1/3. And for the other nations, your lot is slavery, captivity, you know what I'm saying? And right now, you know what I'm saying, when you preach this gospel, which is the good news to, the Israelites, it's a stumbling block to them, They don't want to take heed to this truth. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying, you basically just mark yourself, And that's one thing I noticed about the word, you know what I'm saying, about this truth, that people they're trying to ignore this, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to shun this away. They're trying to say everything is love, love, love. But this word is like a two-edged sword, you know what I'm saying? It cuts, it gets under your skin, So, and that's one of the things that, you see in these different types of religion, you have Christianity, you have Islam, you have Buddhists, you have, Jehovah Wickedness, you have Mormon, and I'm pretty sure it's other denominations that you have, but it's all different doctrine, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't line up together, you know what I'm saying? But in Great Millstone, the Akim speak the same thing, you know what I'm saying, from across the board. So me just being in Christianity for 13 years, man, it was like, man, this is 13 years in that garbage, man. And now when you hear the truth and you speak the truth to these people, these messiahs, antichrist, and you read it verbatim, they want to try to deny things, you know what I'm saying? They want to try to say, oh, that's not what that's saying. You taking that out of context. What Bible you read, you know what I'm saying? So you can quit all that nonsense. The truth is out, and you can't stop this truth. You know what I'm saying? Babylon is going down. So let's go. We'll start with Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Yeah, this is what the elect will do, you know what I'm saying? They will hear this truth and want to increase their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The more and more they hear this truth, you know what I'm saying? Revelations 4:1, blessed that read, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the elect is going to do, you know what I'm saying? So this truth is like precious rubies, and this is what's going to help the hopeful elect to be saved, you know what I'm saying? And salvation is only for the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Only for the Israelites, no one else. So, and that's Acts 5:29, you know what I'm saying? So, and like I was saying earlier, that's why this word, you know, hurts people's feelings, especially when you have, some coon niggas been going to church all their life, and then they hear the truth. First thing that they're thinking is, I gotta save my daddy, Esau, John 8:44, I gotta save my daddy because, no, what about him? He can't be saved. But they ain't worrying about themselves. They worrying about Esau. They got you in captivity now. But you only care about the other nations. You don't care about your own self and your own people. And that's why this place has to go, man. This place is nothing but folly, man. This place is nothing but bull crap. This is not living, man. So that's why this truth is out. And like I said again, this word is cutting all that Christianity crap. So you can go out on the highway, highways and byways to these different camps and try to bring confusion. But the truth is out. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to verse 7. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instructions. Yeah, the elect is going to fear the Most High. But these heathens and the 2/3 of our people, they despise, Yahweh Shema Shai. They despise wisdom and instructions, you know what I'm saying? But they'll follow whatever Esau Edom say. They'll follow his laws, you know what I'm saying? And this is what, the 2/3 do, They despise instructions. Why? Because they know what is good for them. But they refuse to listen. They refuse to hearken to this truth, And that's what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, things going to keep on moving, man. This truth is going to keep on coming out. These lies, we're breaking down all the walls of these lies, And when you look at things after generation after generation after generation, if you're in a family, all you being pushed is lies, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you teach your kids, and then they teach their kids, and then it's just like a domino effect, you know what I'm saying? But those days is over, Esau. Your time is up, you know what I'm saying? 2 Ezra 6 and 9, But Jacob is the being. I don't want to butcher that. Let me get that one real quick, and I'll go back to Proverbs. Because your time is up. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Yeah, Jacob is the beginning that follow. So Esau, this is your kingdom. This is your blessing. You was blessed with the sword on this side. You know what I'm saying? So your time is up. Man, that don't even sound right. How can you just be living lavish in this kingdom, having everything that you want, and then you just gonna just come into our kingdom and you gonna live righteous too? Man, you better get the hell out of here. You going into captivity. You going into slavery, and there's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? So you can ignore this truth all you want to, But this truth is going to keep on cutting y'all. And y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's going on. So y'all can get on y'all news broadcasts and everything. You can keep on pushing these lies, you know what I'm saying, with the small hats over there, on our land. You can keep on doing that. But the time is up, Let me go back to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Yeah. These wicked Israelites hate hearing the truth. You know what I'm saying? They would rather deal with these lies. So that's why they don't want to do right. See, you have to get rid of that old man. You know what I'm saying? It requires change. And that's through actions. You know what I'm saying? James 1 and 22. You know what I'm saying? You got to be hearers and doers of this word, not just, I love the Most High, but you don't follow any of his laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? You follow Esau laws, you do whatever he say do, but you refuse to hearken to the truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's why this place has to go. You know what I'm saying? They will have to forsake this place, Babylon the Great. And they can't do that, because Babylon has a stronghold on our people, man. Our people can't let this place go, man. There's nothing different of how we was in the captivity under Egypt. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even want to leave that place, man. And it's the same thing today, man. These people feel like this is something that is glorious, man. Like they living good. Man, this is not living. And this has been going on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? One thing, man, this Christianity has messed our people up, man. Just messed them up, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to say the Most High loves everybody, but the Bible don't say that. But you want to basically save everybody. And all these other nations, they don't even care about you. So you want to care about some other nation that don't give a rat about you. You know what I'm saying? What kind of crap is that, So ultimately, since they don't want to hearken to this truth, it's going to be their destruction, you know what I'm saying? Destruction is coming for the 2/3 of our people in Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying, and these other nations. Yep. Destruction coming. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24. Let me jump down. Because I have called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regard. Verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. So our people, you know what I'm saying, they stiff-necked, they hard-headed. And the Most High already know that, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy, you know what I'm saying, when destruction comes, you know what I'm saying? When all hell breaks loose, when you see race riots, when you see your back, your stomach touching your back, famine, when you see earthquakes, which is already going on right now, when you see hurricanes, that's going on right now too. When the prophecies are speaking, you know what I'm saying? And you refuse. And the Most High has been stretching out his hand for a long time. But you refuse to come back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And you know nothing different. The same spirits was back then. It's the same spirits today. You know what I'm saying? Verse 26. And this is what he going to do. This is what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua going to do. Verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear come. Verse 27. And when you fear come as a desolation, and your destruction come as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Verse 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Verse 25. For that they hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yeah, because they hate knowledge. And that's what our people do, you know what I'm saying? But things is going to change, see? And since 2/3 of our people refuse to listen and do what the Most High say do, then woe to them. And that word woe means destruction. Destruction to you niggas. You niggas, we tired of you, you know what I'm saying? You love it here, you know what I'm saying? Working a $18 to $20 hour job and you think you made it, or even a $30 or $40 job, man, that's nothing, man. That's peanuts, man. We thank Yahweh Shema Shai for blessing us with a job, you know what I'm saying, to take care of our family and, to get our daily bread. But at the end of the day, man, that's nothing, man. That's not living, you know what I'm saying? And, they're going to be, you know what I'm saying? These plagues are going to hit Babylon. And they're going to remember that a prophet has been among them, And they're going to be asking the prophets, what did you say? What was his name? Excuse me, where was those guys that, that was on the street that was wearing those long dresses, you know what I'm saying? Did you see, are they still out here? That's what you're going to be doing, But that's your MO, Jake. That's how you operate. Everything at the last minute, you know what I'm saying? And you know how it is, Jake and Eve, shit, they'll be late to their own funeral, you know what I'm saying, if they can. But time is running out, Time is ticking. And we tired of this place, man. We ready for this place to be destroyed, you know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great, aka America, Let me go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Yeah. So basically, it's better of not knowing this truth, you know what I'm saying? Because now that person will be held accountable, you know what I'm saying? It's best not to even, tap onto any of these videos, because basically what you're doing is you're marking yourself, or even stop at any of these camps, because the elect is only fishing for the sincere fish, the fish that they want, that good, throwing that bait on the line and willing it out to catch that good fish, not these rotten niggas. No, only the cream of the crop, and that's through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So, once you are aware of the truth and you go against it, then that is pretty much your ass, you know what I'm saying? Destruction is coming to whoever that person is, So if you taking this as a joke, you listen to these videos for basically show, entertainment, then you better be careful, because this is the real deal, you know what I'm saying? And GMS has the 100% truth. So if you playing around with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you will definitely see. Verse 22, but if it happens unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her walling in the myrrh. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much that person pretty much is going back into the world. And if you realize that this path is too hard to deal with, then just say, I give up, you know what I'm saying? Because this is not no easy path. This is, you gotta go through the straight gate, you know what I'm saying? And if you go back into the world, you're gonna be beaten with many more stripes, you know what I'm saying? The Most High gonna put your butt to death. So this is life or death, you know what I'm saying? Choose either one, You know how the Bloods and the Crips, Well, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the same way. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. Yeah. And this is what the Akim do. They out there on the highways and the byways warning, the hopefully elect, trying to wake them up in Babylon, you know what I'm saying? Bringing out the true scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Going through the current events, you know what I'm saying? What's going on in the news today, They're pretty much getting the blood off their hand, And that's one thing. What they're doing is to wash the blood off their hands, But if our people don't want to hearken to the truth, then hey, then you're going to get a missile fuel, that's coming for you to a theater near you, you know what I'm saying? Verse 8, and when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. And thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man should die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Yeah. And the main reason why the brothers is, out on the highways and the byways is to be saved, to wake up the hopefully elect. And who they're fearing is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And we don't fear man, We don't fear man, Matthew's, let's go to Matthew's chapter 10, verse 28. And that should answer the question right there. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Yeah. Because see, we fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We don't fear man, you know what I'm saying? And like it's saying in this scripture, both soul and body, you know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua can raise you back up and send you back. It's reincarnation in the scriptures. Can bring you back. Because everybody comes back, every third and fourth generation, spirits come back, So we don't fear man. We don't fear Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed so-called white man. We don't fear you. We fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Let me go back to Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 9. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Yeah. And this is our job, you know what I'm saying? To warn the wicked, you know what I'm saying, their wicked ways, And then most of the time, it's these 2/3, of our people, refuse to hearken, you know what I'm saying? To take heed. And once we do that, we done our job, you know what I'm saying? Like I said again, we've done the job to wash our hands of and we're fearing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so nothing will happen to us, And it says, work out your own, salvation. Get that in there. Work out your own salvation. So if they don't turn from their iniquity, then they will die in their own iniquities, you know what I'm saying? And that's what these 2/3 niggas gonna do, Like Zechariah 13:8 say, you know what I'm saying? 2/3 gonna be cut off and die, but 1/3 is gonna make it through. You know what I'm saying? The electing 1/3. The rest of them, they're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So we don't care. Keep on following Esau. Let me go to Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my present only, but now much more in my in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And that's what we're doing. We're working on our own salvation, fear and trembling. And that's important, You don't come into this truth to be, doing it because one of your cousins come in the truth or one of your uncles come in the truth. You're here to work out your own salvation, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, brotherly love is important, And that's pretty much what the Akim is doing, you know what I'm saying? They're on the highways and byways, doing the videos, finding the laws to the best of their ability, and showing brotherly love to the Akim, So pretty much that's why we're working out our own salvation, fear and trembling from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because we fear him, we don't fear man. Revelation 22 in verse 18. For I testify unto every man that hear the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man should add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And when you read this, what comes to mind? What comes to mind is these Christians, you know what I'm saying? Because they're known for taking things out of the book or adding to the scriptures, because their main thing that they come with is, oh, you got to read the whole chapter, or you're taking this out of context, or that ain't what that means. But like the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying? I'll read it back again. For I testify unto every man that I hear the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man should add unto these things, the Most High should add unto him the plagues. See what I'm saying? The plagues that are written in this book. You know? And the Most High, you know what I'm saying, have many plagues in this book. You know? And I'll probably read one, you know what I'm saying, and close on out. But this is important, you know what I'm saying? Verse 19, and if any man should take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High should take away part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. Yeah, because they're good at doing that, you know what I'm saying? They're good at taking things out of the book or add. But like the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, if you do that, you're going to be taken away from his part out of the book of life, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, you know, we're here, you know, because in Philippians, and like scripture back, Philippians chapter 2, verse 12, you know, work out your own salvation. And that's what we hear, you know what I'm saying? We're working on our own salvation because we fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua. We don't fear man. And that's why this place has to go, because there's no order in this place. They don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They do whatever man say do, you know what I'm saying? And that's their motive, you know. They love doing that, you know. So me go to Revelations 22 and let me see, Revelations it's like it. Oh yeah, I got Second Ezra, yeah, Second Ezra. That's one I play it. Second Ezra chapter 15. See 5, yes. Okay. Behold, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, this is what's coming to AKA Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that modern day sword is the gun. And Esau, that was Esau's blessing, the sword, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to add or take away, you know what I'm saying, and preach this plantation doctrine that you pushed throughout the whole entire world, well, Yahweh Shem Yahshua got something for you, you know what I'm saying? ICBM missile upside your head, you know? So, and even if you don't believe in this truth, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's going to still happen. These prophecies is still going to happen, you know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is the best chess player. He's running all this, you know, not you, Esau, you know. He just put you, you know, he used you as a whooping stick, you know, to us, the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, to be a whooping stick to us. And let me close out on this last scripture. Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Yeah. So what if you don't believe? Like I say again, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you believe or you don't believe, it's still gonna go down, you know what I'm saying, regardless. So like I say again, you can keep on pushing all these pushing this fake doctrine throughout the world, you know what I'm saying, in these churches. Because like the Most High don't dwell in temples made by hand anyway. That's Acts 7:48, you know. So Esau, you created all that, you know what I'm saying? You know. And the only reason why you preaching this Christianity crap because you don't want to, you don't want your want people feelings to be hurt, you know what I'm saying? But this truth is out, you know, and there's nothing you can do. So get ready. The sword is coming for you, Esau, which is the self-proclaimed so-called white man. Man, woman, and children. And you other nations going to get it also. So like I said again, this truth is like a two-headed sword. And it's cutting everything. And that's why it's cutting Babylon the Great down. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was edifying. Shalom. Call all y'all by Shem Shai, by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, that great millstone that rule and teach well. To the Akim on the four corners of the earth, risking their lives each and every week, preaching this truth, trying to wake up the hopefully elect. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification. Shalom.